And we're live on a Saturday. Gosh. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the prophet, his firstborn reincarnated Lilith. That is Metatron. Let's just take a moment, because that's all you can do with this damn angel. In order to keep up with me, you would have seen how this angel, this archangel, is plaguing me for the last 3 days, and how he is not going anywhere. I'm trying to work nice with the light, and they're pissing me off. So, again, I had a real great run-in with him. Let's talk about the side effects of working with this deity. Side effects may include spaciness, zoned out, foggy thoughts, ability to focus on anything. There's all of them. You start to get these unusual, severe pains to the temple. Mine was at temple. Thanks. It's not time for jokes, everyone. Mine is at my left temple, which would be there. What's there? That's where Jesus lies. That's the thrones. Game of Thrones is what we're playing, I guess. It's not funny. Alright, so what's going on with me? Well, luckily I was able to, after finding the perfect blend and applying that to my temple, I could see what was kind of being happen. The reason that people don't know about working with this angel, because you don't know about the people that work with this angel. He's the one that plagues the scientists' minds since the beginning of time. We all work with deities, right? And they give us visions. And for me, someone like me that taps into the whole creative, we're in the cosmic bowl of creativity. This is another way, an access point, a divine access point to being an instrument of God, which is nothing more than a divine being. So scientists are part of this and have no idea that they are. How's that? Well, each of the deities that we work with gives us visions and works to do. That's what happens to them. You have to have a certain type of brainwave to access this particular angel. And that's that of a scientist, a philosopher, someone on a different brainwave. That's it. We're not talking crazy people now. We're talking brainwaves. They're on a different brainwave. What happens to a person in that brainwave when they're in their zen? When they're in their sacred place? These aren't people that are taught, how do I explain this? They're not taught, what they do in their quiet space is a projection of what they feed them, right? Right? So your fears are what you've seen. Your desires are what you've seen. Your inspirations are what you've seen. Stuff like that. These people stay in the logics of a context of a book, typically. So all they see is numbers, letters, patterns, and shapes. Is how these wavelength type people are, typically from a young age to teenage years to adult years, right? So Stephen Hawkins, Albert Einstein, all of our philosophers, they weren't religious people. They were the minds of this world, the big minds of this world, but still just minds. They were getting creative inspiration put into their minds from this particular deity. They work with this deity, but they were never taught in that. In the foundations of deities. They didn't learn this through their science. But this is his religion to science, Jewish mysticism, where it brings science and religion together. But that's not really, again, Christianity killed all religions. They're very un-Christ-like doing that type of shit. Anyways, moving on. So what I realized is they're the ones that, they get messages from the divine just like us, but it's a different angel that we can't access. And that's just simple shit like, you guys don't see Pac. I don't care. I see them everywhere. Sorry, not sorry. A lot of people, I work with all kinds of deities. There's people that have never seen Christ. There's people that don't have connection to deities like I do. I connect with all deities and dead peoples, according to their where I am in the energy and what they have to offer to my experience. That's why they come in. They've already walked this path. Ascending masters who had walked the flesh come to me and give me inspiration on how to walk through this shit. Right? It's kind of how that works. And that's what you're supposed to do. The dead comes to, walk you through the fucking living. So, what happens with them in their quiet space is he plagues them with visions, just like us. Theirs is mathematical. I started to see them, and that's what I said. I'm seeing shapes. I'm seeing, now that's a language to them. They know what that shape means because they learn that shape, the geometrics of that shape, the angles of that shape, the numbers. So when they see a shape, they see numbers. And those numbers equal something in their head. Right? Which is a language of the divine. His language. So that's how I told you. It's like, why don't I understand this? Why am I just getting these, you know what I mean? These figures. They're just solids. That's it. You know what I mean? I get full-on visions. I can be like, it's almost like a commercial where you just you just took a hit of your cigarette and now you're like in the fucking Amazon and you're like hearing the birds and the air is hot and you're like, what the fuck? Take another hit. Those are those full-on, projections where you're literally into the projection. That's not what's happening here. It's where you're sitting in the dark space, and that's where my space is in the darkness of your mind. And now here comes these images. And what are they? I'm going to show you. I need my cards to show you because the book just doesn't do it justice. And they're literally right in front. Thank you, Lord. Or a Metatron, whatever. These symbols, bro. This is what happens when I'm sitting there. Normally in my dark space, I'm seeing all times, and I'm seeing time. I'm seeing anything from Egypt to fucking. I can be in countries. I can be anywhere while I'm still here. But now I'm going completely blank in the face, and I'm seeing shit like this in my head. That's all I'm seeing. The fuck is this? I've seen this everywhere. We really got to start with this one. I got to be honest. I'm seeing that one everywhere. Right? This morning, this fucking bird, or this butterfly flew right past me and right after I saw this. You swear? I swear to God, I have no reason to lie to you. We have to read this too. These are our birds. There's certain symbols we recognize because we had this information. When we see this symbol, right, we think what? Do you think peace, balance, dark and light? What do you think? You have a preconceived notion because you've seen this symbol before. The problem is we haven't been taught the symbols, so we don't know the language. Or I don't. Forgive me. I don't. You might. When I see this, I don't look at it. I see my way through it. Are you seeing it as a whole? I'm seeing myself work through it. I don't see it on the outside. I see myself inside it. This is what I'm seeing in my freaking dark spaces, and I'm trying to make sense of, bro. This, I shared. I'm seeing this everywhere. I shared this. All these images, bro, are being thrown into my head. Probably because why? Because I've expended. It's not funny. Here's our technical levelers card. And that's the second thing that's happening. Every time I come out of this energy, out of this weird place with them, love is knocking on my door is what I hear. And it makes sense because that's what I told you with this stupid journey. You take one step forward, only to take billions and millions of trillions of light years back. In the sense of, I was working towards a marriage and having babies and, finally having sex. And now I am so lost in space, I will never get back to the human race if I don't figure this out. In the sense, you could stand right in front of me and the lights are out, bro. There's so much going on in my head right now. Bloody big head. I love the jokes. The jokes were not funny yesterday, but they're really funny today of them explaining. I was like, dude, my head is exploding. And I felt it. I felt this tension. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to ground this shit. I put together the perfect blend, right? What's the perfect blend? All right, well, I had to mess with it a little bit. Sage, lavender, nutmeg, and Palo Santo. So I put it together and I'm breathing it and I'm starting to, I'm in between now. I'm not so far out. I'm still here. I'm looking around. I have to sit outside. I can't sit in my car no more. I have to sit outside now to keep myself grounded. I need to sit in the, be in the ground. So I'm sitting out, in the front, and I'm burning it. And I feel this unbelievable pressure on my temple, my left temple. And so I stuck my fingers in the ash, and I put it on my temple, and I just, I visualized the energy. That's what you have to do if you, never mind. And I visualized it moving. And it took a minute, and then I went completely lights out. Meaning what? The dumb face. I was there, and then I'm holding my cigarette, and that motherfucker burnt to the fucking total to the thing. And I'm just like, lights out. What did you see? Just the images. Which one's particular? Yantras. Yantras. Not this one. Yantras. Starts with something like this, but that's not what I saw. Yantras, these. What was I getting out of it? It starts with the basics that we were talking about in numerology. You first become the first triangle, and then you can add the triangles. Now we learned that the Kabbalah, that these are pathways of masculinity to femininity, right? And the power was in the femininity. So in essence, you're taking the trip, you know what I mean, to the masculinity, to drop to femininity, to take the trip to masculinity, to femininity. And so I'm seeing this. As I see this, I want to point out Doctor Strange. That keeps popping in my head too. The movie Doctor Strange, where they open the gates. These are these images that they're doing with their hands. They're opening the gates with these images, the portals. Watch the movie. I'm seeing it. So I'm trying to make a language out of it, and they're just giving me the symbols, and they're not really seen throughout, my culture. That's it. There's somebody of this culture that knows these right away. The Surya Yantra is all about my Kali and the yantras in general, and that's all Hindu. Do you see how all of this is coming together real harsh? The triangles. Hold on. Let me see if there's another one in here I'm seeing a lot of. Obviously Metatron's cube. Because if you notice, it's all of the symbols put together. And that's what it is. What happens? You take the pathways. You take the pathways, bro. Look it. It's just a different map. You're connecting the fucking symbols, dude. You're going from the circles to create the triangles, to create the squares. And in that, it's all of that. And that's how it's all connected. So as I've been taking this trip through what I thought was only this, but then I discovered parallel is, Dante's description of this. Where are we? Right here. At the highest throne, bro. And just what I said, I'm filled with cosmic fucking wisdom and knowledge, bro, and I'm trying to get understanding. He brings the understanding. Look. He gave this to Da Vinci. This was an artist. Do you see? He is the highest level angel, and he can only talk to people on the highest brainwaves. You would have thought that I got a hold of some crazy bag of weed, or I started doing some new drug that's taking me out of reality. It's a whole different reality. And it's the type that, these are people that don't do drugs, that are literally just sitting there, the biggest minds in the world, and then they're plagued. And that's what happened to, Again, they see these mathematical equations that they have, these puzzles, like me. They're part of the divine. They just don't know which part of they're probably, in essence, they're like the highest levels of the divine, or the highest levels of the divine are organizing them. And that's what I said. You couldn't have a conversation with these type of people because of your low vibrational way of thinking. Was I raised as a scientist? No, but my mind has expanded to that of a scientist, where we can have these conversations if I knew the proper terminology, the words to use. He's teaching me the language. Where's this coming from? Skinwalker Ranch? They're onto it all. They don't know the language that they're being fed. They're talking directly to them through shapes and symbols. I can talk directly to the beings through my mind, but they're trying to show them that they've been constantly contacting them. Every time they do something, they say something back. Nobody knows what they're saying back to them. And then they just, they'll show up across the sky too. They have the numbers. They don't know what all this means. And they're scientists and they're supposed to work it out. I, on the outside, am supposed to teach them the language. And that's what I always do, is teach everyone how God is talking to you. How you're not a part, but you're a special part. You're an integral part of God's workings. And that's that whole fucking cube, bro. It may have took me 36 hours of fucking madness, but I found the right fucking blend to bring it into words and try to understand why I'm being taught this. And again, these are people that were ostracized from God because of their beliefs, not knowing that their beliefs are given to them by God. Religion casts out science, and science casts out religion. But there couldn't be one without the other. And if you look at all those little circles, you know what I mean? How many continents do we have? How many, you know what I mean? It's all those numbers. The 12 tribes, the 12 signs, the 12 stars, the 7 continents, the 7 this, the 7 days, the 7... This is all a fucking language. Pi equals what? How did he do it? Because he was taught. We don't know anything. It's given to us. Same as music, art, fashion. It's put in our minds, and we're plagued with this vision that we must go after. We must create from this vision. We must, and that's what it is. They're it says the inventors and the creators. Meets the storytellers. And we find out that, you know what I mean? And what's very beautiful about this story is today when I get to go over and find out whoever this other person is that's getting these visions, I can share this video with them, but I can also, the interconnectedness. Look, chick, I was in the deepest, darkest teachings of black arts when I met the highest level of light. If you're in the highest level of light, you're going to get sucked into the dark, and I need to teach you how to work with the dark. But tell me how the light is working with you. And that's the polarities. The dark is master of the dark. The light is master of the light. The two cannot exist without each other. Can darkness overtake light? Or is it not that the light overtakes the darkness? When you're in a dark room and you light the light, is it dark anymore? No. When you're in a light room and you turn off the light, now it's dark. So in the essence, it's the polarities and everything, and it's a language. And again, it's a new deity that the spiritual world don't access, because it's a different brain wavelength. That's what they're saying. We access states of unconsciousness. This is a conscious connection because it's going through your mind. It's not the same as our spiritual connections, and that's what I tried to say. This is not of the spirit. This is of, I want to say reality, but nothing's real. It's kind of poetic, the things that are. It's like you don't have to be spiritual to access this deity. And in essence, most spiritual people can't, because they're outside of the conscious. Only conscious, higher level conscious minds can access this deity. Now think about it. This is what's really, I watched this. How did this happen? How did I get stuck here? Because I can't get out. Ultimately, when you're stuck in a reality, you're trying to find your way out. And when you realize you're trapped, you're like, what got me here? Ultimately, when you're trapped in jail, you're like, all right, finally, after I realize I'm stuck here, how did I get here? And so how did I get here? Twin flame. I started thinking. I started using my brain waves again, trying to see this with him. I got all in my mind about it, trying to work out the variables, trying to figure out the equations of how to make this work. And I said, I was all in my mind about him, not in my spirit. What happened? He brought me into reality, I suppose. Made me think about real world shit. And once I got in my mind, I couldn't get out. And then I had to sit in there. And what came out? This guy! Fucking talk about a jack in the box. I said it was other worlds, but it is literally other worlds. Really? Yeah. At least I could put it into words this morning. I feel real good about that. I don't feel like I'm exploding in here. How did I get it calmed down? I mean, I literally tranced out. Had my hand, I was breathing it. I had my little ashtray as I was sitting in meditation right over my face, or right in my, you know, right there by my legs. I put my hands in the triangle like this, and I let the smoke come up, and I just breathed it in and just looked straight and zoned out. What'd you see? All these images, bro. That's all I told you. That's all I'm seeing. I was like, what the fuck does all this mean? The only reason I don't know what it means is because I don't know the language. And that's why we have to start very slow. Because numbers are shapes. Numbers make shapes. And shapes make numbers. So we can't choose one or the other. Another thing that they want me to point out is the number sequencing we learned yesterday. It didn't go in order of 1, 2, 3. As I was reading it out of my dark book, out of my dark arts, it didn't go in the orders of 1, 2, 3. I think we started, it went from like 3, 4, 7, stuff like that. It didn't get in order as they were teaching us. And that's where it is. There's no numerological order to it. But I'm seeing the order and the chaos when I started to discover the, we couldn't go by the numbers, but we went by the planets. That's why it was all combined. Learning astrology. And all of this was combined at the same time. Because it is. All interconnected. It's just another level of the oneness, I suppose, is what they're trying to tell me. But it's, you know, connecting those, you know. It's, truthfully, it's just getting more people back to God in the most basic terms. But you have to be on those people's wavelength, is what they're showing me. And there's some, you know, you can make, I can sit here with fucking 36 hours of information and be able to come up with that sentence and just be like, damn, that was good. And that's where me as the songwriter and the writer comes in. We all are creative. We all have different ways of expressing it. We're a divine expression of creativity, and we tap into it in all different ways. Some people be like, damn, I wish I could draw. If you sit down and black out, you'll see something will come out, which will be unbelievable works of art. The next part is working through your understanding as, do you see this as art? When you see it as art, they'll see it as art. That's what it comes to music. You pour your feelings out, and you decide if it's something other people will like. Most people, and that's where your art gets watered down. Artists can't really do that. Not when they've got one piece of paper. It's got one chance, one opportunity. If they make a mistake, like Bob, what's his name? Was it Bob Ross? I can't think. He called it a happy little mistake. If you made the wrong stroke, you would go and fix that stroke or add more to it to make it more beautiful. And that's just life. Thanks. And that's how music is you just have an idea. You were given an idea. It all comes from an idea, a spark of inspiration. They get them too. They just don't know they're from God. And their inspirations build the absolute structures that we stand on. The rules in our books. Everything. They get the foundations, and that's what we pulled yesterday, was the 3 of Wands. They get the foundational fucking pieces. We're the ones that come in as the interior designers and make it pretty. They see the structures, we feel the structures. Truthfully, yes. They tell us the way of life, and we make it a way of life. As I'm sitting in this, all I'm seeing is the triangle in the middle of this. Which is what? Masculinity. The more you focus on it, the more it talks to you. All I know is that triangle means masculinity. The more I go through this, the more these things will mean something to me, and these are light codes. Hey, you look great. I was gonna ask you what you were gonna wear. It's 90 fucking degrees today. 9 is the Christ consciousness. I put it. I was gonna text you. Not right now. I know where it is. I was gonna text you if you wanted it because I put it away. The Fashion Nova one, right? The little one that you wore. Okay. So that's what's been going on, and it's just I've never worked with this deity. In essence, it's just another deity, and it's another form. When I started getting my transmissions from them, I thought I was gonna die. When I started getting my transmissions from fucking the Palladians, I thought I was gonna die. You're not dying, but you know, and that's what it is. You feel cursed. You're cursed with visions, knowing, knowledge, wisdom, and that's beyond your peers. And you can't tell anyone because they're gonna make fun of you. They won't believe you. They can't see your vision. They're visionaries, just like us. But in essence, they're motherfucking magicians, bro, because they create it. More than all the visionaries I deal with. They create off those visions. They're plagued with them. They can do nothing more but create it. They go crazy in their minds with it. He won't, like me, he won't let you out. You can't get out of your mind once they've put this vision in it. And I just want to go back to, I remember specifically screaming at Gabriel to get the fuck out of my face. I feel like he has something to do with this. I just always do.
Fluffy?
It's your purpose. I took her already. I really did. You could take her again just to be seen. I took her just now because you took too long. Go for it. She just peed. She likes to go out. Give her some sun.
You talking about Fluffy?
No. No, I'm talking about the Archangel Gabriel. It's not so fluffy. I mean, it is, but I mean, in essence, like, you did this. Yeah, this is your purpose. Get out of me. Artists are sitting there with nothing more than a piece of paper, waiting for inspiration. I saw it, dude, as I put my 2 fingers with the ash to the side of my head. I saw it as he did that too. That's what they're doing. They're literally touching your temples and filling it. I can get them through my chakras and feel it, but this one's different, and your mind is just filled with so many images. Unfortunately, it doesn't make a picture. It's just a lot of these little symbols floating in darkness. Let's start with just this one, because these I recognized. I keep seeing those fucking... Remember, we've pulled these so many times out of my butterfly oracles. I keep seeing them all summer. And then, again, flying above my car, I saw a dragonfly. He was a big fat one, too, because my eyes aren't that great. He was. Really? Yeah, let me find the book for this. What number is it? 34. June Companions. Did you read that? I didn't read that. I was looking at the symbols. Son of a monkey. That... Well, I guess we're on time. I went to Silence, Language of Light. That was this one that I told you I'm seeing too. I could sit here all day and try to, you know, break this code, but I'm just like taking it in as slow as I fucking can. Here it is again, dude. There's Metatron's cube where you fucking balance the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and that's what happened. I did it inside of me, and then I tried to do it with a guy, and now I'm ended up in outer space. What an... Okay, look at this. The fruit of life from the tree of life, but look. And then there's the seed of life. Hold on. Don't talk to me. You're making me forget what I'm doing. It's like flashcards, bro. They're just flashing cards in my fucking head all day. Where the fuck is that card? There it is. The flower of life. Do you see this? It's a fucking language. 1 + 2 = 3. What the fuck? Let's start in the beginning. The flower, because I'm on this page. I turn to this page. Flower of life. Language of silence, language of light. This pattern, called the flower of life, is one of the most universal pieces of sacred geometry. That's that one. Alright, let's see. The figure is found flash burned into granite on the walls of Osiron, the Temple of Resurrection, in Abydos, Egypt, also found in more than 18 countries around the globe, from Turkey to from China to Yucatan. The flower of life has imprinted its wisdom upon humankind. It represents the lattice of pure life force, containing our cellular memory, and it becomes the matrix of all matter. And that's it. You're accessing, and this is at a cellular level. I told you, it's of, it's in the reality. It's in the earth. It's in the us. The solid form of us. All right. You were asked to imagine this pattern existing as a three-dimensional holographic image made up of 19 interlocking spheres. So as we access these spheres and we interlock them, that's where we get these doorways. In essence, you pick up all the pieces to the puzzle, and then you put the puzzle together, and voila! Can I get out of here? Nope. You may even wish to draw this beautiful shape using a compass. One radius creates the amazing glyph. First, blah, 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 blah. The flower of life is an Akashic information system, meaning it contains records of all that was, all that is, and all that will be. The message it offers are both ultimately personal and universal. Open your awareness to the knowledge contained herein, and listen to the responses you receive. Trust in what comes to you in this light, comes to you is of this light and meant of the assistance to achieving your highest good. As the blueprint for all creation, the flower of life will always have something new to teach you. There's no reverse aspect to this. So, from the flower of life, well, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Just kidding. You have the seed, which produces the flower, which produces the fruit. Do you see it? I guess you could just look at the fucking things. Let's move on from that. Jesus Christ. I'm just trying to go. And that's how it's all interconnected, and this is from the beginning. We went from, which is the future. We went all the way into the future to go all the way in the past. All right, what number is that? 34. I was on 36. Transformation. Dragonflies and swallowtail butterflies adorn this card, and that's what I knew as soon as I know that from my own teachings, that butterflies and I'm seeing the Lover's card. Jesus Christ. Butterflies and dragonflies are forms of transformation. The flower background holds the complex geometric information system known as the flower of life. See, I'm learning their conversation. I'm with it. I just don't know what they're saying. This card addresses transformative powers that are at work in your life. This is not an instantaneous process, but like a butterfly moving from egg to larva to cocoon to adult, or the dragonfly moving from egg to nymph to chrysalis to adult. The change in your life will progress through the series of stages. Your conscious relationship to life, to the life you lead in the physical dimension, and the shifts that are taking place in the fabric of reality at this time are serving to accelerate movement in your present circumstances. Start your engines. Well, I'm glad I crashed my boat, because guess what they gave me? A whole fucking rocket ship! Evolution, my friend. In the essence, like, dude, I'm going to pull out the Lover's card, which I'm telling you, as soon as I pull out of this, all I see is love. It's all outside of me, which is what? It's out there. It's trying to get me, but I'm locked in here. What? Your mind? I guess. You're conscious, and that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna open my mind, and they're gonna be out there, like, oh my God, where'd you come from? What are you talking about? I've been standing here. Really? I'm not here right now. Leave a message. Could be that a card of communication. There's Mercury. Come here, Mercury retrograde. That's I get the jokes. I get the jokes now. I get it. Get it? Do you get it? Oh my God, get it? All right, so Mercury retrograde. When that shit happens, people, they call it a spin the block energy, where these blockheads go back to their old ways. And that's where they give you a ring-a-ding-ding. Keep their heads ringing. Ring-ding-dong. They're going to call you on your cell phone. All right, Drake. Now they're bringing in music. This is more my language. You used to call me on... He only calls me on Mercury retrograde. Check the patterns. Check the time log. You have a retrograde relationship that comes around, he'll be coming around the sun when he comes. Universal jokes, they're best. You're so predictable. And that's where it is. It's like, oh. Is Pluto out there dying? Such a cunt. All right, move on. He says, I'm not your astrologist. Yeah, you are, Steve, the Time Lord. I'm bringing time and space to you, buddy. I blame you, too. You started this. No, you didn't. I got into your energy with some stupid shit. We aligned on this stupid shit is what I heard. Our boats, you know, that's how it is. All paths lead home. This is where we're going with this. All right. Open yourself to wisdom that is coming your way through both rational and intuitive sources. Use your intuition and personal discernment. And remember, quantum physics tells us that tiny packs of light comprise all the matter in the universe. They come in small packages. Now, as I said that, I saw the meteor shower last night. Well, I didn't see it. I felt it inside of me, and I was explaining it as fireworks. That's what I was feeling. It was explosive. Between these bursts of light are small, still placed called choice points. You always have a choice in the matter. Know that... I'm getting blocked in my words. Know that change does not have to be traumatic. You may choose to embrace the change that are taking place, or you may see that this is not the correct path for your personal growth, and use these choice points to redirect the path of your transformation. The dragonfly and swallowtail ask you to allow transformation to become joyful play and acceptance of the dance of life. Reversed, you are in a cocoon stage. Be advised not to force change, but rest and allow the transformation to take place quietly within your being. I'm in a whole hermit cocoon place. I'm going to come out a whole transformer. Robots. What am I? I don't know. I'm a butterfly. I can fly twice as hard. Read a book. That sounds more like me. I'm coming back to me. Less of you, more of me. This is a lot. What is this? He wants me to know that? Know this. Know what? What do you want me to know, Holy Spirit? I'm going to get out of this as quick as I can. Divine proportions? Okay. On page 61. See, that's what it is. They've always been talking to me in numbers and shit. I've always been doing this shit. Just didn't know what they were saying. I told you that. Later, in those videos, I said that. Why do I put all the numbers down there? Because later, somebody will be able to read those numbers and know what the whole fucking message was about. Who's that somebody? Me? It's my catalog number. My UPC. I don't know. Maybe it's for the aliens out there. They read the numbers and they're like, oh, that's what that's about. It's a form of communication, bro. So then, like, these old videos that have all those numbers on it, which were the numbers of the cards or the pages that stuck out to me, I would put them in my old videos in my intro. Tons of numbers. Here's our number frequencies. So then we get to take these douchebags, whoever they are, and they'll see the frequencies and make a code, or make something out of it. Or I will. Anyways, the golden spiral is the cosmic representation of ideal balance, universal harmony, and spiritual transformation. This spiral is on the top of the Uinta fucking... You're telling the secrets. Of the Uinta fucking basin over there at Skinwalker Ranch. They know it's there. What is it? I don't know. Let's go. This spiral is the blueprint of all nature and indeed of all humanness. From the double helix of our DNA to the spiral shape of the galaxies, and the piece of sacred geometry is container and accelerator of consciousness. See? We're beyond consciousness. In order to go that far in the consciousness, we had to go back in our mind. How does that work? I don't know. This card connects with you on the primordial whirlpool of creation, the cosmic soup, and that's what I was saying. I called it the cauldron of life, from which we all emerge. Contemplate the immensity of this connection. You are not separate from God. You are not alone in the vastness of time and space. You are unity and oneness. You are connected to every particle of energy and light, to every wave in the creation. Take this into your everyday life. It becomes clear that there is no us and them, no separateness. Realize the sacredness in the golden spiral and rejoice in the knowing that you are all part of the life flow and universe and all with the, I'm seeing numbers again, with all that is. Learn about the transcendental golden ratio, also known as pi ratio, and the series of numbers called the Fibonacci series. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55. Hi! I don't know. That's what I heard. They will offer access to golden spiral wisdom. The reverse. The subject of your inquiry is pulling you away from your relationship to the divine oneness. You feel conflict and division. Ask yourself if this is the meaningful difference that can find resolution, or if you would be better served to release it and move on. This is for you guys. What are they? What? Whatever you're trying to figure out is pulling you away from your relationship with God. You feel the conflict and the division, meaning you feel that this isn't right in your heart. You're trying to push something on yourself and your heart doesn't align with it. What does that mean? Anytime you're pulled away from the divine, is that feeling in your heart that this isn't right. You need to act in that. This isn't right. I've got to do something. Oh man, please don't make me call them. Yeah, those are those moments, bro. That's you're acting in righteousness. Being brave and facing trials, answering the calling of your heart. Ask yourself if this meaningful difference, if this is a meaningful difference that can find resolution, or if it would be better served to release it and move on. And as we're still here at the cusp of a Saturday, that's what you're supposed to do. Release that's no longer serving you and move on. And it always is a relationship, usually. Okay. Put it away. I wish I could. I keep trying to put his card away and move on, and there's nowhere to move. There's no one else but me and him. Him trying to talk to me. That's all that's here. It's like there's nobody else. I mean, Pop's here. They're here. You heard my spirit guides making jokes about it. Bloody big head. Count Dracula and all this goofy stuff. They were taking me back to Sesame School. Sesame School. Sorry, they're funny. They still try to find ways to be funny. Why? Because laughter's the best. Alright, I'm gonna put these cards up and I'm gonna pull some fucking tarot cards. As much as I wish I was pulling, what is those? I was gonna pull something familiar, and he wants me, I can't get out of it. We have to pull the fucking quantum tarot. Really? Yeah, bro. Obedience. I told you, I felt it the other day. He's forcing us into this. It's not a force I can fight. And that's why I gotta go talk to this chick, because if he's fucking got her in a headlock, then she needs to open up her mind to it. And that's what it is we're trying to leave our minds to get back to our spirit. And we can't. We can't get back in our spirit, but we don't realize that our spirit is in our mind. That's what it is. I need to get to this person, if not more. Which means I gotta go full fucking priest mode. I gotta come out of the gates of hell and, say hi to the fucking love and lighters. Hey, I am the goddess of hell, and your angel is communicating with me, and he has messages for you. Really? Way down in hell? Yeah, it's hellish down here with him. Anyways, it's not the only deity that I talk to. He's just the one I'm fucking stuck with right now. What part of hell am I in? Just kidding. I mean, ultimately. Where we at? Current energy. Oh, that looks nice. Knight of Cups. There's some tragedy in that fucking card. See that fucking face right there? It's looking dead at me. Is that Medusa? That's all you're seeing in that? That face is looking at me. That's all that's looking at me. There's a lot in there, but that's what's looking at me. Knight of Cups. We're just going to ask some questions here from the beginning. I'm not going to... Oh, fuck off. Fine. Sorry. I'll be trying to run through shit. Perseus. Perseus is a large constellation known for its binary star system Algol, as well as Perseides. A famous dramatic meteor shower and mythic, and then we had a meteor shower last night. The mythology, Perseus was the son of the god Zeus and the mortal woman. He had an adventurous life, famously severing the head of the Gorgon Medusa and rescuing the princess Andromeda from the sea monster. Release the Kraken! In many ways, he was the archetypical romantic hero. The Knight of Cups symbolizes an idolized active man, taking the qualities of skill and action into the realm of emotion. He is the Grail Knight on a perpetual quest, seeking vision and ideals rather than material gain. Oh, this sounds like my knight in shining armor. His idealistic energy spurs us on to something greater than ourselves. I always want somebody that wants more than what this world has to offer. All I'm seeing is material gain. I want somebody that cares about more than that. That's all people care about. It plagues their mind. It's all they care about is this one thing, their desire for it, and how far they'll go, and what they are or aren't without it or with it. People have a little bit of money and a little change in their pocket, and they start acting funny. They think they're all powerful and they're all this and all that. But then people like me that don't got so much money in their pocket, you want to treat like we have no power and we're not nothing and we're not chosen and we're not special because we don't have what you have. The haves and have-nots. I'm not part of any of that. I'll have nothing to do with that, please. Anyways, it sounds like a great guy. Spiritual work at hand. All in our emotions and our cups. Cups up, bitch. 4 cups. I don't think that's a good one. Extra particles. All particles in an atomic nucleus are made up of quarks and leptons. We learned about quarks yesterday. I don't remember what card that was. Memory game around here. There are 6 varieties of quarks and 6 leptons, but atoms contain only 3 out of the total of 12 particles. There's too much math in that. 2 types of quarks and 1 lepton. Alright, so I see a triangle in that. 2 plus 1 is a triangle. The other quarks or leptons are unstable and decay rapidly in these 3 essential particles. What is the point of all of these extra particles? No one knows. What is your existence? Why do you exist? No one knows. That's what I got out of that. A similar sense of pointlessness and frustration is characterized in the 4 of Cups. It's possible to have too much of a good thing. In Cups, the heavy energy of the 4 turns to passive, and the result is boredom and stagnation. What does this have to do with me? Well, this has to do with all of us. It's possible to have too much of a good thing. The cups, in the cups, the heavy energy of 4 turns to passive, and the result is boredom and stagnation. You're content. You're too content with the way things are, is what I got out of that. So, don't get too comfortable, is what I got out of this. Don't get too comfortable, or cocky, perhaps. Because what was the first card? Yeah, watch yourself. Alright, what's the next one? Oh, Jesus, there's that fucking thing again. Crazy, right? What is that? Strength? I don't know. Judgment? Nope. The sun. Duh. M theory. String theory, and that means all things will be brought to light. String theory, seen as the star card. Oh, see the star card. I'll read that later. Suggests that the fundamental particles are tiny vibration strings. Superstring theory extended this vibration into 10 dimensions. See the moon card. Then the physicists hit a problem. There are actually 5 different versions of the superstring theory, and no one could work out which, and that's 5. Did you hear it? The 5 points of the freaking, and that's what he points out, is the 5 points. Okay. Anyways, what is it? Let's go back. Where was I reading? Down here. Something. There are actually 5 different versions of the superstring theory, and no one could work out which one was the right one. And that's what everyone's trying to figure out, is which is the right way. There's many ways. All paths lead home, is what he just said. M theory offers a way by suggesting that the 5 theories are in fact different aspects of one theory. It adds yet another spatial dimension to make this work. So the current thinking is that strings, I'm seeing a connection here. The current thinking is that strings vibrate in 11 dimensions. M theory represents a powerful shift in awareness in theoretical physics, bringing us one step closer to understanding the nature of the universe. Where were we? In understanding. We're one step closer. It took me 2 days to just take this baby step and put it into words. The unification of 5 separate elements into the overarching theory paralyzes the sun card's functioning in unifying different aspects of our person. In a reading, it shows that we have reached a level of awareness where our inner voices are singing in harmony. We are one step closer to expressing our true selves. And that's your infinite self, is what I heard while I was doing this. Well, that's infinite. Gosh, in a finite world. That's what I heard. They're just words that we don't really typically use. We're about to get real smart. We're about to get super educated on some fucking high-level shit. I always take you through high-level shit. This is just not my typical level shit. Some high-level shit. When I saw that, as I said, I saw the connection. As much as I think that this connection is taking me far away from my connections to people and relationships, it's bringing me closer, is what they said. This is what it said. This universe, this shift is only going to bring me closer to making connections, both, intimate and personal. And that's what it is bringing the connections now. Bringing all of these islands together, magnetizing them. And that's what's kind of happening. I'm being magnetized to another person that's being drawn by the same energy. It's the same energy force that's pulling us together from opposites. They're pulling you from the dark, and they're pulling you from the light, and I'm being pulled from the dark to the same place at the same time. Where's that? Oh, Isis Bookstore. When? I don't know. I haven't even called them. I haven't even took a shower. I've been tranced out. What's happening? And that's what I said earlier. I was like, thank God you came by. I was in this whole other level of trance where I can't get out of it. Really? Yeah, I have to sit outside to ground myself, and something needs to go by so I can get out of it, because it's just, and that's the dark night of the soul too. It's just a black room, the black pits of space, time and space, and things develop from there. And that's where the alchemy stone is where you take these raw elements and it becomes a vision, and you act in that vision and you create something. You create gold out of nothing but raw elements, raw materials. And so that's what I do, is I take all of these raw materials of these visions and I create the gold, which is the story behind the vision. They're not my visions. They're not my stories. I just have to be, I'm in between it. I'm the in-between trying to bring this message. Same thing right now. These visions and stuff are not my visions. I entered their language. That German Shepherd?
Yeah.
You've seen it bark at every other dog. You took her near her?
I didn't realize he was right there at the floor.
Is she okay? You look like you're scared. Was it a scary thing?
Her release completely came off. She went running after him.
Oh, yeah, that's bad. Okay, that could be scary. She looks happy, though.
Yeah, we were sitting at
she looks very happy.
She went after the big one.
Went looking for trouble, huh? She went after the big dogs. I get it. You're just a little dog. Anyway, so that's what it is. It's like I just tapped into something. And that's what I told you about, when you're entering these realms, you be careful, you'll get stuck. And you can't get out of them until they let you out, in essence. Luckily, I'm locked in with the light, and that's what I said. I'm fucking stuck in heaven. These fucking light beings. In essence, it's just, this is no fun. My spirits are making jokes about it, and they're bringing fun and light to it, but this is no fun. I don't want to learn about any of this. I don't want to work for you. I work for God. Hey, God sent me. Shut up, Gabriel. Just kidding. If I would have saw Gabriel, I would have ignored. I wouldn't have. He's been at my altar for so long. We've never worked together. And this is why it's intensive work. I really haven't. You can look at all my videos. I've never really worked with him. Lots with Melchizedek. Krishna came in, Buddha came in, and they all came in. I was with all of them until they're like, okay, we're going to pass you on to this guy. Who the fuck is this guy? Father Time. Hey, dude, Mr. Time Lord, you're messing with me and my love life. No, I'm here to fix it. Oh, this is doing wonders. I mean, they've tried, every other deity has tried, so I'll let you, the creator of the universe, try to figure this one out. Is that you put the right DNA particles together to make this happen. The explosion of life. For the goddess of death. This should be nice. This should be nice. I mean, I wasn't getting anywhere with Christ. He couldn't get me a lover any faster. Yeah, I've been working with him forever. Help me, Jesus. I mean, they're struggling. Need the whole universe in on this one, I suppose. It's hilarious, isn't it? I mean, ultimately, what's my purpose? Just to fucking... That's it. What's all this? What is all this? What is all this? I was just supposed to have sex and shit. What the fuck is all this? That's it, too. And it's teaching, you know... Ultimately, I'm not crazy. I told you I wasn't crazy. The shit they put in your head is fucking crazy. But it's initiation, as he's saying. It's like we're bringing you together with like minds. These people are fucking geniuses. I didn't know I was a genius. Everybody's been calling me crazy for so long. I didn't know I was a genius. And that's what's cool is we get to bring spirituality. We get to bring the crazy to the spiritual, and the spiritual to the crazy. It looks funny. I see it as this weird fucking dance where the girls are over here all and they're all over here and nobody wants to dance together. That's what they said, the dance of life, the fucking fruit of life or whatever. Alright guys, I gave you what I could. As soon as I give it to you, and here goes my temple again. Oh, come on. All I can do is I look like Professor X. I'm just putting my fingers to my temple. I'm like, think. Jimmy Neutron, think. What are we thinking about? What is in my head? It's very clear being put in my head, bro. It's not in my heart. It's in my head. What's in there? Science and shit. Science and wonders. Wonder why I call you bitch. And then there's always that guy. He's not in my head. He lives in my heart. You'd have to cut my heart out to get him out. Anyways, love yous, laters. Work on, what was that for you? Change. Embracing change. And ultimately, you can't access this until you let go of some shit. You are stuck to the vibrational ground, bro. You are literally chained to this world. You're not going to enter the spiritual world or the cosmic world or any of these lines of communication when you're still there circling the block, Mercury retrograde, on your ex, performing the same fucking patterns. You have to break your patterns and switch timelines. That doesn't sound connected. Anyway, so I love you guys. I'll catch up with you after my little adventure. After I get, fuel up my rocket ship and fucking land that thing again. Fuck a boat. I got a rocket ship. Don't touch the buttons. I don't know what any of this does, dude. What is this? He's all just... Did she just say that the Grandmaster uses this for orgies? Yeah, don't touch the buttons. That's from Thor. That was a good one. Hey, I love you guys. Later. Bye.